Hello everybody, Richard from SharpshootingUK again, getting another video out quickly while the weather holds, and I've got good light because it could rain for a month. Welcome to the winter in Scotland. So here we have it, the Crusader 2 from IOR. Now the Crusader's been one of the most successful long-range dialers in the world in the last decade, and for very good reason. I'm editing, and yes, I will finally get it out soon, the long-range dialer roundup. Is there anything better than the Crusader video at the moment? And the bottom line with that video is that the Crusader, if you were to stack it up price versus performance with all the other long-range high mag scopes in the world, only the ones above 30 mag this is. I've separated below 30 mag into a different category because there's lots more of them. But the bottom line is that the Crusader comes out with a value of about £3,600. And it isn't that expensive here. It's still only about £2,500. And it is completely unbeatable at that money. No two ways about it. And if you can handle the weight, which generally you can because it's going on a certain type of rifle, it is a phenomenal piece of kit. This has been said, proven, done. One of the reasons I thought that it's able to deliver such resolution, and I'm no scope maker, but it made sense to me that they had this tube focus. So what that is exactly the same as what used to be called AO, adjustable objective. And you would adjust your focus parallax by turning the whole of the objective lens. The problem was it was right at the front, too far to reach. So what people came up with was side focus, which we're all familiar with. Now, I believe that in side focus, instead of having no extra lenses, because when you screw that objective in and out, you're just threading it in and out, you're not needing another lens. When you do it with side focus, I believe there is another and very small lens required, and this leads inherently to some sort of slight aberration. So optically, from what I understand of it, adjusting at the front, be it at the front or halfway down, is optically superior, and certainly the results from the tube focusing 40mm IORs bore this out. However, there are still people around the world who dislike that for some reason. It's only a couple of inches further forward than the side focus, but some people don't like it, and IOR have bowed to pressure and produced a range of scopes, this being the first, well, arguably the Lutaz being the first, but this being the first 40mm. It's the Crusader 2, and it has two noteworthy points over the original. One, locking turrets. Two, side focus. No tube focus. Now, this scope being updated is very exciting because it's already so good. People were wondering whether it could get even better, and I was first among them to be very excited. But I must admit to having a slight caution, a slight concern about this process, because I wondered how it was going to help optically, or whether it was just functions at the expense of optics. So I had my fingers crossed that it would be, some new generation of shot glass, even sharper, even better at dusk or whatever. And I hoped that the side focus wasn't the slight optical drawback that I had perhaps wondered it might be. I mean, don't get me wrong, there are other scopes in the world that use side focus that are top tier, but I always wondered whether part of IOR's strength was having that tube focus. I just wondered. So when it arrived, I was very excited to try it. Now, the other thing is I'm not particularly bothered about locking turrets. Never have been. I just don't get it. When I make a shot, I check my turrets. It's as simple as that. The idea that they would get knocked half a mil or whatever, well, I'll just turn them back. It's never crossed my mind that I would need it. Yet what it does do is when you lift the turret up, the marker is then further away from the other marker, the position marker on the stalk, and you could make an error of a tenth in alignment terms. And that would bother me a great deal. So all in all, I've never valued it a great deal. And I certainly don't struggle, never did struggle with getting my hand to that tube focus. I always liked how fine that was, how much adjustment range there was, how precise it was. I never had a problem with it. In fact, I prefer it to side focus easily. And of course, it's easier for people who are left-handed. Anyway, along came the Crusader 2. I've spent the whole summer testing it alongside the Crusader and the other top contenders. And the news is that it is a step backwards optically. I'm sorry, I know I'm always very positive about hot new products, and you know, people might think that I'm just positive about everything, but the fact of the matter is I focus on scopes that are really exciting, and that's why I'm always so upbeat. But occasionally I have to say, no guys, this ain't progress. Now, it is progress in that it's got side focus and it's got locking turrets. Good stuff. However, optically, it's worse. It's got worse field of view, worse transmission, worse in all categories. Now, it's not bad. It's not bad. It's good scope, but you would have to really want and need and value side focus and the locking turrets. Could that be any more noisy over there? Hope it doesn't come out too badly, all of that. Anyway, yeah, so guys, it's a short and sweet video, really. Don't think that the Crusader 2 is a 2.0. I think it should have been named as a different scope, because it is a different scope. The Crusader 1 is the best optically, the original Crusader, no doubt in my mind about that. The Crusader 2 is worse slightly, but it has the features that people would value if they're mad keen on side focus. So it's as simple as that. Okay, I don't need to dig any deeper. Just be aware that just because it says 2.0 doesn't mean it's an evolution. It's a slightly different featured scope, and if you value that, then great. If you want the best glass you can buy, then stick to the original Crusader. Okay, that's the rub, guys. All the best.